Salam sejahtera dan salam hormat. Anda kini sedang menonton Malaysia Decides di saluran 122 Astro dan MYTV bersama saya, Freddy Bohari.
Dan saya, Zoniza Awang. Anda juga boleh tonton kami secara langsung menerusi Facebook Live TVS dan juga YouTube. Setiap hari kami bawakan kepada anda perkembangan-perkembangan semasa, isu-isu politik menjelang PRU15 bersama pakar-pakar tempatan. Malah turut menampilkan tetamu jemputan dalam industri.
Sebarang perkembangan terkini dan info-info menarik juga anda boleh dapatkan di semua platform media sosial kami di Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok dan boleh layari laman web rasmi tvs.www.tvs.tv.my untuk siaran berita semasa, hiburan dan variasi tanpa henti.
Baik, topik yang akan kita bincangkan pada hari ini ialah mendigitalisasikan sektor kesihatan bersama dengan kita Ketua Sekolah ICT dan Pengarah Center for Digital Future Universiti Teknologi Swinburne Kampus Sarawak, Profesor Dr. Patrick Tan. Welcome to TVS, Dr. Patrick.
Welcome, Doktor. Thank you.
Baik, Freddy, bercakap soal digitalisasi dalam sektor penjagaan kesihatan yang sebelum ini dilihat agak bergerak perlahan disebabkan teknologi sedia ada yang mungkin dapat digerakkan dengan pantas dan juga selepas ini mungkin lebih banyak lagi cetusan-cetusan idea dan sebagainya. Untuk pengetahuan anda, Dr. Patrick merupakan salah seorang sekumpulan penyelidik tempatan yang berjaya mencipta aplikasi khas untuk mengesan dan mengenal pasti sama ada seseorang individu dijangkiti COVID-19 hanya daripada bunyi batuk. Menarik kan?
Menarik sangat.
Dan apa yang menariknya, aplikasi berkenaan dibangunkan dengan menggunakan teknologi AI iaitu Artificial Intelligence. Sebelum kita kembali ke tetamu kita untuk soalan pertama, apa kata kita saksikan dulu VT ini.
Pernah dikenali sebagai Parlimen Bandau sebelum persempadanan semula dan tambahan kawasan Parlimen Sabah. Kawasan pilihan raya yang meliputi Dewan Undangan Negeri Dun N5 Matugong, N6 Bandau dan N7 Tandai ini membentuk satu kawasan parlimen iaitu P168 Kota Marudu. Kawasan Parlimen Kota Marudu yang berkeluasan 2,282 km persegi ini menempatkan penduduk sebanyak 99,998 orang. Kota Marudu kaya dengan kepelbagaian budaya dan etnik seperti Dusun, Tobilung, Kimaragang, Rungus, Lingkabau dan Sonsogon di mana masing-masing mempunyai sifat serta fahaman budaya yang unik. Pada PRU ke-14 yang lalu, Datuk Seri Panglima Dr. Maximus Jonity Ongkili mewakili Barisan Nasional BN mengalahkan calon dari Parti Cinta Sabah PCS Dr. Paul Porodong, calon dari Parti Harapan Rakyat Sabah HR Datuk Maijol Mahab serta calon dari Parti Warisan Sabah Warisan Barlus bin Mangabis. Datuk Seri Panglima Dr. Maximus Jonity Ongkili mengekalkan kemenangannya di Parlimen Kota Marudu dengan majoriti undian sebanyak 1,774. Datuk Seri Panglima Dr. Jonity Alliance Maximus bin Ongkili ialah anak watan negeri Sabah berasal dari Kampung Karanaan, Tambunan, Sabah. Beliau pernah berkhidmat sebagai pengajar dan penyelidik sambilan di La Trobe University, Australia dan berjaya mendapat Doktor Falsafah PhD dalam bidang pembangunan ekonomi. Beliau memulakan karier politiknya sebagai wakil rakyat di Dun Langkon dan kemudian dilantik menjadi pembantu Ketua Menteri Sabah. Kini beliau merupakan Menteri di Jabatan Perdana Menteri Hal Ehwal Sabah Sarawak.
Maybe later.
AI can deliver better healthcare for all by increasing effectiveness. In healthcare, early is always a matter of life and death. when you adopt the power of AI in predictive medicine, we can predict a disease earlier. Clinician can diagnose and intervene sooner. The impact of the disease could be reduced, resulting in better patient well-being. And with the invasion of AI, we can also cut down on admission cases, thus reduce clinician shortages and burnout.
Itu tadi artificial intelligence yang ditekankan oleh Kerajaan Sarawak. Jadi, Dr. Patrick, mungkin boleh kongsikan sikit apa itu artificial intelligence yang mungkin ramai yang tidak tahu apa maksud artificial intelligence ini.
Yeah, in my opinion, artificial intelligence is a technology that tries to mimic human intelligence. The benchmark is always human intelligence, which is the ultimate, the benchmark, and that computer scientists trying to mimic using technologies, software, hardware, algorithms, and so on. So today, the AI is not as good as human intelligence. Therefore, it is still called AI.
Yeah.
So a lot of people wish AI will never replace human, and I agree also.
It's kepintaran buatan,
Kecerdasan buatan.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
kepintaran
So that means it's just made, or it's not really like the real one.
Yeah, correct. And most of us, we wish this AI will not replace human.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jadi difahamkan Dr. Patrick juga ada membangunkan sebuah aplikasi yang dinamakan Kof-E. Jadi mungkin jadi sebelum kita tanya lanjut dengan Dr. Patrick, apa kata kita saksikan dulu VT Kof-E yang dihasilkan oleh Dr. Patrick ini. Itu dia tadi aplikasi khas yang dibangunkan oleh sekumpulan penyelidik dari Institut Penyelidikan Klinikal ICR, Kementerian Kesihatan KKM bersama pakar kecerdasan buatan AI dari Universiti Teknologi Swinburne, Sarawak. Jadi Dr. Patrick mungkin boleh share dengan kita bagaimana aplikasi ini berfungsi dan how is it work and how is it reduce the burden of our health system. Dr. Patrick.
Yeah. As we know, for COVID testing, the cheapest and most accessible way to do is to have a self-test kit or RTK test, either by saliva or by nose. But when we discuss with NIH, National Institute of Health, and also Institute of Clinical Research, we realize that there are so many unprivileged people in Malaysia or around the world do not have the access to RTK test kits. They need to buy and then use. So a lot of people do not have access. So why not we think of a very affordable way, or even zero cost, free way for everyone, especially the underprivileged group of people, to be able to at least do a pre-screening of themselves when they feel that they are not comfortable yet, they are coughing a little bit, and from there they can test whether they are a high risk or low risk COVID patient. So if the apps generate a result saying they are high risk, then only then they seek for further screening, such as using the RTK test, or even go to PCR test, or go to see doctor. So that removes a lot of at least psychological burden for a lot of people. And as we all know, most people now have mobile phone, right?
Yes.
Or even a computer like this. They can easily record their cough sound and then upload to the app, and the app will tell them this is high risk or low risk. If low risk, they don't have to do anything. It's just a normal cough, normal flu. So this is how the user perspective is. But behind the coffee apps, there are a lot of technology that we work together with NIH and ICR to develop together. One of it is AI, where we use AI to recognize cough. We have trained the AI model to look at normal cough and COVID cough. And we are,
So there are differences
yes,
between coughs.
yes. Yeah, very interesting. Even our team, research team, going through all this exercise, we ourselves also can recognize COVID cough already. So AI is kind of a mimic our intelligence, human intelligence, to be able to tell whether this is a COVID cough or not. Of course, accuracy is not 100%. We have more than 80% accuracy, which is good enough as a pre-screening tools.
I see. So it's very accessible to the community. Semua orang boleh dapat. You download the apps and then you try it on the handphone.
They don't even need to download. They can go to the website and
website.
just use it.
Okay.
Yeah, upload a cough. Yeah,
So
they can use their laptop or their mobile phone.
How accurate is this test?
Accuracy is about 85%.
85%.
85%.
Yeah.
So usually when you know the degree of your cough, or if it's, let's say, more or less meet with the, what do you call it, the measurement of the cough that can identify with sickness or COVID or something, then you go to the hospital to do a double check-up or second opinion. Is it that way?
We bring it even earlier. For us, when we suspect we have kind of a COVID cough, we do the RTK test, right? The saliva test. But this app is even for people who have no access to RTK test. So they can do it at home. Whenever they have laptop or phone, they can just use the app and cough record and then upload.
Tidak payah pergi kedai lah.
Tak payah, tak payah.
Di rumah, and you just do the test on the laptop or on the PC.
Yes,
I
yes,
see,
that's
I
right.
see.
And free of charge.
Free of charge.
Yeah, there is, I think, support by NIH and ICR. KKM.
It's on the website, is it?
Yes.
It's
on the website. It's
so
live
just
now.
COFE.
COFE.
You just Google ICR coffee, then Google can find you the address.
Yes.
Macam Dr. Peter katakan tadi, accuracy 85%. Tapi kita manusia ni memiliki cara batuk yang berlainan. So macam mana aplikasi ini dapat mengesan accuracy ini agar lebih tepat lagi? Mungkin
How long did you do the research for this? I mean, is using algorithm or something, isn't it?
Yeah, this research we started early of this year, and we have worked together with NIH, ICR, and particularly the Digital Health Research Institute, DHRI, under ICR, to collect all the normal cough sound and COVID cough sound. So one important thing that we have done that is different from other people in the world is to collect the cough sound with mask and without mask. So we have benchmarked our work with work in Cambridge, MIT, and also Asia continent, and the accuracy is at par, around 85%. So that is very important thing that we have done is that we don't reinvent the wheel. We actually learn and improve on top of Cambridge and MIT work that we have already referenced in our work.
So after this application, is it any future plan to create any application?
Yes, this application will be extended to able to detect pneumonia, asthmatic, and other respiratory disease.
Okay.
This kind of cough, right? Is it COVID or not? Right? Everyone can do.
Has the hospitals, our local hospitals, been using this app at the moment, or it's only on the website, but it has been introduced to the hospitals, our local hospitals and clinics? Has it been introduced to them by the local health authority?
It was just launched last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
Just less than a week old.
Yes,
We hope everyone can use it because it's publicly accessible. You just key in your phone number and then use. That's it. We don't have to go through hospital or clinics to manage it. It's go direct. Like normal app that we use on the phone, we just can use it. No need to pay anything, not even need to create any username or password.
Professor Patrick has been doing this research and development for 10 years, I believe, with Swinburne, with regard to artificial intelligence, digital technology, to promote all this new technology for our state. Can you maybe elaborate further on what have you been doing since the early days until now, so that we might get an idea of what has come to pass?
Yeah, certainly. We started the work like in 2008 with Sarawak General Hospital Cardiology Department and also Clinical Research Center, CRC. In 2008, the first piece of work that we've done is to understand the electronic medical records in the cardiology department and to identify what are the hidden knowledge in the patient record. And that is the very first work that we have done and published in a journal. That actually represent the very first piece of work that they will collaborate with SGH, CRC, and also cardiac department. After that, we actually move on. Every year we do something innovative or creative. One of the important work that we have done together is about how to identify normal people, how to access them, how they develop diabetes in future. A lot of studies around the world, they are actually looking at how to help diabetic patients to have better medication, better lifestyle, and so on. But this research with CRC, SGH, you actually go back to see the healthy people. The number of people that we look at is about 3,600 people here in Sarawak, and look at how they progress towards diabetes. And there are two analysis here. One is using epidemiological analysis, which is clinical analysis. Another one is using AI.
Yes.
So we benchmark and compare the results, and we found it's so accurate, and not only that, AI can identify some of the unfamiliar factors, like for example, stress.
Yes.
For example, quarrel with wife. So this is all the discovery by AI.
Yes, yes.
That they discover how a healthy person can develop diabetes, even though they have good dietary, they get good exercise, everything is good, but how comes they got diabetes? Because of stress.
I see. So it's basically prevention rather than cure. These apps that you are creating, they're lebih kepada pencegahan penyakit, Azharul. So that's the idea of all this research, is it? To prevent people from getting diseases, and then to give them a better lifestyle, more healthy. That's the idea, the motivation between the research?
Absolutely. We always want healthy people to continue staying healthy.
Yes.
Okay, in August, I was one of the panelists in the KKM organized Health Policy Summit. This summit was officiated by YBMK, Menteri Kesihatan, where he want to reform the healthcare system, healthcare policy of the nation. The reform is talking about to shift the healthcare to primary care or even home-based
care.
To reduce the number of patients visiting hospitals, where we also know hospitals are always packed with people, right?
Yes.
And the burden on hospital on the frontliner, doctors, nurses, and humongous.
Yes.
Why not we shift this to primary care and even home-based? This recent 3 years, actually, our research focused a lot of remote patient monitoring system, where this system are actually provide healthcare and connect healthcare frontliner with patients at home.
Yes.
Especially during pandemic, not many people willing to go to clinic or hospital.
Yes.
So, but they still need healthcare service or attention, right?
Yes.
So this remote patient monitoring system are actually deployed with sensors like wearable patches on the chest to monitor the heart condition, or even temperature patch that monitor the body temperature, and so on, and even can detect their fall if they fall down at home.
Yeah.
All these sensors can pick up this data and send emergency notification to their healthcare provider, including their family members. And we test this system with SEH and also with elderly care center, the prominent elderly care center here, and looking at how we provide better care to even elders in these 3 years. Where we see AI is still running behind to detect all the anomaly. Normally, that means tanda-tanda yang tidak sehat lah. If BP is blood pressure is too high or too low, or blood glucose which is too high or too low,
Yes.
or heart rate that is beeping not regular, sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's smaller.
So we can do the
yeah.
remote monitoring ourselves
Yes.
at home.
Yes.
Kita boleh pantau
Boleh
sendiri
pantau
lah di
daripada
rumah sendiri.
hujung jari saja.
Yeah. At the same time, it also solves the problem of congestion, kesesakan di hospital and clinic, isn't it?
Yeah,
But by the way, do you do research on the system, digital system of appointment, where you can do appointment online, and then maybe later when you see a condition and then you do an appointment online, and then the hospital has a system that joins your system. I mean, do you have that research already, whereby you can digitalize the appointment system? Yeah, you integrate the system.
Yeah, we do have this ongoing discussion with NIH on developing an appointment system for all the public hospitals and clinics. This is quite a big system if you were to develop it, and it's still in discussion. The concept is there, depending on
so it
what
depends on the political will.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's see if the will and power are all there.
Yes.
Ability is there already.
Yes.
Just depends on the will and availability of funding, maybe.
Yes.
To pull it off.
So, Dr. Patrick, will this system adopted in in the new government?
Yes.
After this,
Do you think that the government can pick this up, or
in the policy, right?
yes? Do you do collaboration or give suggestion to the government on all these new things, these new ideas that you have? Do you have any collaboration? I presume that you do.
Our collaboration, particularly with the Digital Health Research Institute under ICR. So this is a new institute set up particularly to focus on digital health.
ICI.
Under ICR is Institute of Clinical Research.
All right.
Under KKM.
I see.
Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia.
Yeah.
And this is a very important thing, that the new health policy, now currently is a white paper, will be include. It will include technology even into the new policy to ensure this is remote monitoring system is gadgeted or included in the new health policies. It's not by chance or commercial setting, but it is part and parcel of the policy.
Yes. In Swinburne, I heard that one of the aims, salah satu matlamat Swinburne, is to produce students or even entrepreneurs who can create startups in the digital economy. I was made to understand there was a group of Swinburne alumni who created this community app. I can assume that you are involved in that, in teaching all these young people to produce that community app. The one that can scan people who walk past in the airport and then scan the degree of the body degree. Do you still do that? I mean, do you encourage them, or do you promote all your students to go and create your own startups and create new elements, new ideas and new things, especially in digital and technology?
Yeah, certainly is our interest to encourage our students to have their own startup. Okay, EQ community is one of them. I'm not directly involved, but the students, they sure learn their skill sets during the study in Swinburne, Sarawak. We always encourage our students, if if you graduate, you can run a successful business. That means you are going to create more job opportunities. It's always good to have more job opportunities than everyone looking for the same job opportunities. So some students, they are quite entrepreneurial, and they really work hard and also work with the experienced businessmen or investors, go towards startup business, community, Trifle. There are quite a number of them. Hard Ready, they are all one of very quite a successful startup business.
Yes. So are you satisfied with the way this process is going, towards digital economy among our local young people? Do you see there's a big potential there?
Yeah, I think the potential is much bigger. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Just started only. How do I say? It's like a warm up only.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Patrick, we often hear the digitalization synonym linked to economic and advancement. So, now how could we gain traction in other sectors like public health through technology? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think the first thing that we need to understand is digitalization is not computerization. So some people, they think if you use hard copy form, today you change to electronic form, you are doing digitalization. Actually, it's not simple. It's not as simple as that. One fundamental of digitalization is about business or operation processes improvement with the aid of technologies such as AI, blockchain, big data analytics, and so on. So in general, digitalization is talking about improving the whole business processes as well as the operation processes and decision making and so on with the assistance of technologies. So when we talk about in health sector, right, I think most people, most public like us, we think of hospital and clinics. That is healthcare. Okay, yeah. Hospital, clinics. We need healthcare, we go to clinic, we go to hospital. But with the digitalizations, we can remove this hospital and clinics barrier, which means everyone like us, we can still receive healthcare services without going to hospital and clinics. So in short, it removes the brick and mortar barrier where we just discussed patient or people, normal people like us, we can receive a healthcare service as staying at home at our own comfort and monitor our heart, monitor our temperature, right? We don't even need to go to a hospital. So I think this is where the digitalization is going really to revamp or revolutionize public health.
Yeah, that means you can self-diagnose yourselves. Like, for example, like you were saying, we don't have to build too many clinics and hospitals. That means to say even in the rural areas, if there's somebody there to guide them to use that application, the technology, then they don't have to come like hundreds of miles to the city. Meanwhile, before any roads are coming in, then somebody can teach them, okay, we do this supervision for you, we monitor you, and then if you're really serious, then you bring. That's the idea, isn't it? Because if we are to create or build more hospitals and clinics in the rural areas, it will take some more time. But it seems that with this technology, we can move faster in taking care of the rural communities. I think that's what I gather from what you are saying.
Yeah, definitely. You get the concept fully, 100%. This is the idea. Because we know healthcare is something that everyone needs.
Yes.
It cannot wait. If I'm sick,
that would be very much cheaper for the government if they can implement that. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I do agree with you.
Murah, because we can use it to self-diagnose, even in rural areas. The only serious cases, maybe we can bring them over.
We might not say self-diagnose, but at least people everywhere, they can have a well-informed decision.
Okay.
They know roughly what is happening.
It's basically prevention first and then
more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
All right.
Baik, apabila kita bercakap mengenai AI, it's always ada stigma yang mana masyarakat memikirkan, oh, robot akan menggantikan manusia. Yes. Jadi apabila kita aplikasikan lebih banyak penggunaan AI, jadi bagaimana untuk kita memastikan bahawa ia melengkapkan petugas kesihatan, bukannya menggantikan petugas kesihatan, jadi untuk menjadikan kerja mereka lebih efisien. Jadi bagaimana pendapat doktor sendiri?
Yeah,
Will it complement?
So, as a researcher, we always make sure AI stay AI, artificial, kepintasan buatan, right? We pastikannya sentiasa buatan, jangan hidup sendiri, ya. This is always our intention. But when we look at a lot of application around us, right, we can see that just now, Horst, you mentioned robotics, right?
Yeah,
robotics is just one application of AI. There are so many of them. I think a lot of people they think of public. If you use too much robot, right? You lost a job because robot replace your job, right? Where we think it is the other way around. When you have robot, right? Actually, robot is helping you, helping human like us to do more important jobs.
Yes, yes.
So that means improve our values of service, improve our income. Because robot is doing the boring work, right? Human like us, we can do more important work. We can earn more, actually. Because robot actually do the repetitive, boring work already.
Yes.
So it's providing more value to human being like us to be able to earn more, which is important in digital economy to improve our GDP and income per capita, and also our knowledge and values.
Yes,
So
yes.
how do you see AI for the next 5 years? Is it maybe some of the transformation as well, maybe? AI for the next 5 years. So what do you think? Is it any transformation?
How I think is we need more and more local talents to be good in developing AI technologies. No doubt that our country is moving toward, or our state is moving toward digital economy. And what is important here is to ensure we have always the new and young generation coming up with the advanced technologies, skill sets, and knowledge. One of them is AI. So with this in place, right, in the 5 years' time, with a lot of new talents coming on board, I cannot predict how it will become, but I'm sure AI technology will become more and more accessible and more affordable also, and everyone can use it to improve their daily life.
Yeah, health is one topic that our government or the lawmakers or the power that be have always emphasized on. But what are the values that politicians can bring about, especially now that we are within this election period, to enhance and improve on their policies? Because like you said, there's a white paper on that, or on the health white paper already. Maybe Professor Dr. Patrick has some ideas that you might think that they can implement or build into that policy to move it even faster, because it seems that we are going towards this year, 2030, that's 8 years from now. So do you think it's achievable, especially with regard to the health sector?
Yeah, certainly I'm not qualified to give a suggestion to politicians or leaders, but to me, federal and state governments working together is fantastic.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because of working together, the awareness of how important healthcare services can be improved.
Yes, yes.
To
improve
accessibility on the ground,
yes,
at the grassroots level. So this is so important that awareness improve. Only then there will be a adoption, more and more people using these advanced healthcare services. So this awareness is indeed still very important.
Yes.
Like YBMK also emphasized in the new health policy white paper is to keep 10 million of healthy Malaysians healthy in the next 10 years. So 10 million people, 10 juta ya, sentiasa sehat selama 10 tahun.
So they will bring about productivity, meaning rakyat Malaysia lebih produktif lah if they are healthier.
Lebih sehat, lebih produktif.
Yes, yes.
The sick one, we need to help them to treat them. But the healthy one is 10 juta maintain, improve kesihatan mereka. Itulah the goal of the health policy.
So it's very relevant to all of us, even in Sarawak situation, especially like in the rural areas. You were talking about accessibility, so we're creating more accessibility, more efficiency in taking care of our community. Do you think that this integrated monitoring system and tapping on digitalization to lure medical tourists to come here, like for example, we have before, the famous one was from those from Kalimantan coming in to have medical treatments here. Do you think digitalization will improve that even further? Meaning to say we have some accessibility, some link with outside communities outside of Sarawak. Do you think that can fasten up even faster, and for us to also create world-class facilities here to attract more what they call medical tourists? Do you think that's
I think it's
feasible?
Highly possible, especially with the remote patient monitoring system. More and more Malaysian and Sarawakians, we ourselves can receive better and higher quality healthcare.
Yes.
Not to mention our friends from visiting from other neighboring countries come to receive the healthcare services here, and when they go back to their home country, right, they can still use the remote patient monitoring system. Can you imagine? They don't even need to come to the hospital frequently, but they can come anytime they want. If there is any abnormally tidak sihat, and that system can immediately trigger even their doctors in the hospital in Sarawak. That can say, okay, patient so and so, you are not in good condition, please come to visit the hospital as soon as possible.
Yes.
Not only improve quality, but also health tourism. I think this is also important for the economy of the states.
So how do we ensure that high technology such like AI boleh diakses oleh semua lapisan masyarakat, including rural area? So how to make sure this high technology dapat dimanfaatkan oleh penduduk luar bandar juga?
I think I need to give a very good commendation to our government who have already provisioned and deploy microsatellite under the program called MySIB to the rural areas. Once this internet connectivity is available, the remote patient monitoring system or even coffee can be just easily used by anyone, because they have internet connectivity. No matter where they stay, and they don't even need to subscribe to the service. So I think, like the host you mentioned rightfully just now, it is really crucial that we can improve the health condition and quality of all our rural or even suburban. We do have suburban areas that do not have good internet connectivity, but these are all taken care by the government initiative.
So the infrastructural support system should be there in place first before we can really move it faster. All right.
Baik, kita berehat seketika. Kita kembali lagi sebentar saja lagi dengan Dr. Richard. Apa kata kita saksikan dulu kapsul daripada Parlimen Petra Jaya.
Petra Jaya, sebuah kawasan pinggir bandar yang dahulunya dikenali dengan nama Seberang Sungai kerana terletak di seberang Sungai Sarawak kalau dari Bandaraya Kuching. Dan di sinilah berhimpunnya perkampungan tradisional kaum Melayu Sarawak yang masih dapat kita lihat kini, tapi semakin teratur dan moden, malah berkembang menjadi kawasan metropolitan di Sarawak. Duntu Serupong, Dun Semariang, Dun Satok. 3 dun mendorong kepada pembangunan mampan Parlimen P194 Petra Jaya. Petra Jaya, untuk pengetahuan anda, dinamakan sempena nama Yang di-Pertuan Agong Malaysia yang ke-6 iaitu Tuanku Yahya Petra Sultan Kelantan. Dan janganlah dikelirukan dengan Putrajaya kerana Petra Jaya ini bertempat di Kuching, Sarawak. Peringkat persekutuan, Parlimen Petra Jaya kini diwakili oleh sosok yang berjaya mempertahankan kerusi ini selama 4 penggal berturut-turut iaitu Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof, anak kelahiran Kampung Baru Sibu. Perjuangan Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof dalam membela rakyat dapat lihat turun-temurun daripada bapanya, Allahyarham Yusof Merais, berjuang ketika era anti penyerahan Sarawak kepada kolonial British pada 1946. Beliau mula bergiat aktif dalam politik apabila menyertai PBB pada 1989 dan kini menggalas tanggungjawab sebagai Menteri Kerja Raya Malaysia di samping mewakili rakyat di Parlimen Petra Jaya. Pada PRU 14, Fadilah berdepan 2 pencabar, Datuk Dr. Nor Irwan Ahmad Nor mewakili PKR dan Hamdan Sani mewakili PAS dan meraih kemenangan sebanyak 15,017 undi. Jalinan jalan raya yang moden dan bertali arus di Parlimen Petra Jaya antara ramuan pembangunan mampan di kawasan ini. Kebanyakan jalan bukan lagi jalan 2 lorong tapi dinaik taraf kepada jalan 4 lorong bagi mengatasi kesesakan lalu lintas berpunca daripada pertambahan pesat penduduk yang mendiami kawasan ini. Kawasan perumahan juga bertambah, terutama rumah mampu milik bagi menampung penghijrahan penduduk luar bandar mencari rezeki di bandar. Antara kawasan yang akan dibangunkan dengan projek perumahan baru ialah Sungai Maung Segeduk. Antara kawasan yang akan dibangunkan dengan projek perumahan baru ialah Sungai Maung Segeduk. Untuk itu, projek jalan baru menghubungkan Kampung Sungai Maung dan Segeduk telah dibina terlebih dahulu bagi menyediakan jalan alternatif kepada penduduk terutama yang ingin melakukan perjalanan ke sebelah utara Kuching. Jarak antara Satok dan kampung ini juga jadi lebih dekat dan kesesakan trafik di antara Matang dengan Batu Kawah jadi lebih stabil. Bagi kawasan yang terletak di seberang Sungai Sarawak seperti di Kampung Sungai Bedil dan Kampung Lintang di seberang ulu sana, projek benteng sungai telah dibina untuk menangkis hakisan sungai di sini secara 3 fasa dan seterusnya dilengkapkan dengan kemudahan pelancongan termasuk jeti terapung dan permainan jet ski tanpa menjejaskan kawasan perumahan penduduk. Pembangunan infra rakyat dan sosial seperti ini akan terus menjadi fokus utama bagi pembangunan dan untuk rakyat di Parlimen P194 Petra Jaya.
Itu dia tadi sedikit sebanyak tentang Parlimen Petra Jaya. Baik Fedi, tadi sebenarnya saya sempat berborak-borak dengan Dr. Patrick mengetahui bagaimana perjalanan beliau sebagai penyelidik tempatan dan sumbangannya kepada Kerajaan Sarawak. Jadi kita nak tanya dengan Dr. Patrick, apa cabaran Dr. Patrick selama lebih 20 tahun dalam bidang penyelidikan? 20 tahun dalam bidang penyelidikan tempatan dan juga apa sumbangan yang sudah Dr. Patrick berikan kepada terutamanya untuk Kerajaan Sarawak? Cabaran.
Okay, in these 20 years, it sounds like a long time, but actually it's quite short time in terms of research, because when we started research, right, almost 20 years ago, it is really from scratch. We don't have funding, we don't have many other resources, so we collaborate rather than reinvent the wheel. So collaborate with the right-minded friends, like the one in AZH Cardiology Department and also CRC. Now we're working with NIH, ICR, and also we have a lot of technology partners around us. Not only this is healthcare application partners, we also have manufacturing, smart manufacturing partners. We also have SME partners. We also have logistic transportation partners that we work our research all around the different economic sectors. inclusive agriculture. So the cabaran here is really first is mindset.
Yeah.
The really challenging thing is about mindset. Mindset of even researchers, mindset even of our students, mindset of even our partners at the beginning. They say, why we need to do research? That is number one challenge.
Yeah.
Why need to do research? Why not we just buy the system from abroad and use it? The two issues by doing that. One is our money is going out of the country because we buy. Second is we never have the chance to develop our own human capital. The younger generation, how are they going to have the most advanced skill sets and technologies to be able to develop more and more digital application in future if the enterprises or the companies are continue buying from overseas? Of course, there are certain systems that are so critical that they need it on the spot. No, by all means, they can go to buy. So that is cabaran pertama mindset.
Jadi kita betul kata Dr. PJ, kita memerlukan lebih banyak pakar, lebih lagi pakar-pakar muda. Jadi bagi Dr. PJ mungkin ada silibus universiti yang perlu kita ubah untuk memastikan kita dapat melahirkan lebih banyak bakat selepas ini. Di pandangan Dr. PJ tadi macam mana? Silibus universiti yang perlu diubah untuk melahirkan lebih banyak bakat.
In my opinion, the establishment of universities in Sarawak by the Sarawak government is very, very crucial and critical, and it's already been done. Like Swinburne, UTS, all these university, right? Is already laid a foundation. Now today, you're talking about the syllabus, the curriculum, right? Throughout my experience in Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak, where we are now, it is funded and owned by the state government via Yayasan Sarawak. We do have, as an academy, to develop our own content or curriculum that is suitable for our own country needs or our own market needs. We don't have to follow exactly buta-buta from Australia, but we can create our own content. So this content, when we put them together, it will become a relevant and useful curriculum for our local needs.
How do you think that we can retain our students or those who have been trained here, like by yourself, not to go out, so that there'll be no brain drain? You know, maybe the government can raise up their pay or something.
I mean it's straightforward. Of course, if they have better salary, bigger salary, that is a way to keep them.
So the structure must be there.
But we need to develop an ecosystem in order to be able to pay them with more or higher salary. So this ecosystem comprises what? Comprises university like us, even the whole education institutions, all the way from kindergarten all the way to university. This is what I say, educational institutions is first. Second is economic sector, which is comprising two sectors, public and private sectors. They all need to work together with educational institutions to generate business opportunity, to generate new generation of human capital with the right skill sets, and also to provide a big enough economy that generate income from outside the country or outside the states. So that means we will have something like a foreign direct investment, FDI, or new business from outside, people from outside to buy our apps. This is one example. Then we can have more inflow of money into the state or into the country. Then it can elevate the income level of everyone in the ecosystem. One day it's done, we will have brand gain rather than brand drain.
So the skill sets must be there. The education system must be good enough to create highly skilled manpower, including in STEM, in all these technologies that needed to be gained to improve our state. So what do you see? How do you see the future Dr. Patrick, with regard to the digital economy, the technology that we're using. What do you foresee, let's say, for example, in 10 years' time for Sarawak?
For Sarawak, we certainly very supportive of the state government's initiative in PCDS, Post-COVID Development Strategy, which we see is very important to generate income for the states. That is the ultimate goal, and by developing the economic sectors. So these economic sectors, I can more or less predict we in Sarawak will become an advanced territory with a lot higher income per capita, and also with much stronger human capital development. Yes. Not only in university, but as a whole, people in corporate, both public and private sector, will be able to have a lot more personal development. So that will really lay a strong foundation for the states to go towards high income states, which we always look for in order to ensure we have brand gain rather than brand drain, and this is important.
Another thing, and this is a bit, well, it's not really out of place to like ask you about this, because you're in this new era of technology where everything is electronic, everything is digitalized. I'm curious to know about whether e-voting can be done in the future instead of us physically going down. This is something to do with an election, you know. With regard to during the pandemic, people do not want to go out and vote, and people are talking about floods. So if you're not going down, can I vote online, e-vote? Is this the future for Malaysia? Dr. Patrick?
Yeah, thank you, Freddy. From technology or from researcher point of view, e-voting, yes, is possible and viable. Because technology that we have, our human capital can develop today, is mature enough to ensure secure and safe electronic voting.
Yes, sir.
But in order to make it as a success, we need a lot more framework, including laws, including all the other constituency, all the setting, all together.
The security aspect of it?
The security to me is considered as technology aspect, but other than technology aspect, legal aspects, policy, all these need to be in line so that e-voting will become a success.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that the infrastructure, the ecosystem, like you said, must encompass even the rural areas, not only the what do you call urban areas. So that might take a few years to really implement it in such a way, just the way that we are doing for My Sejahtera. Everybody has access to it. I think maybe that's an idea that we can pick up, even implement, because even Dato Sri Abdul Karim was mentioning about that a week ago. So that is feasible, Dr. Patrick? It can be done, isn't it?
For example, Coffee, the apps, right? Cough Sound app. This is very, very first app that is rolled out nationwide. Other than My Sejahtera.
Not only in Sarawak.
Whole nation.
Whole nation.
Okay.
Everyone can use. We see this as a landmark achievement by NIH and also as a university researcher perspective. If you imagine 10 or 20 years ago, how is it possible that one app can be used by everyone?
Yes.
It is impossible.
Based on a cough. This is something that...
Today it's cough.
Mind-boggling.
Tomorrow it can be eye.
Yeah.
You can just take a picture of your eye and then you send. And the app can tell you whether your eye got problem or not. If you got problem, go for checking. If not, then okay. And also skin. You know, when we have some kind of skin macam kata, macam malu lah, go to see doctor. So take picture, send to the app tell you, oh, this one okay lah, will recover 3 days. Then you feel, oh, senang hati lah. If you got problem, then you should go to see doctor, right? So these are all the research idea that already in the pipeline, which we hopefully will make it a success and report back to TVS soon in the near future.
So that means the market for digital health is very big. I mean, you can really use all these apps, all the devices by using technology, AI technology, to really take care of the world in a sense, isn't it?
Yeah, as I emphasize, right, we always want to ensure we have Sarawakian building the apps for Sarawak or Malaysian building the app for Malaysians, which is very important in order to promote the digital economy development of the country. So that we can ensure the cash is inflow into the country rather than outflow out of the country. Then they can elevate everybody's income level. If we have our fresh graduate can have double the income today, who want to leave their hometown? Right? In that, the ecosystem will become more and more mature and stronger and stronger. That can really make this state or this country become more and more advanced.
You've been giving talks also, I heard, in Europe. I was reading an article. You're giving a talk in Tallinn, is it? Tallinn, Estonia?
In Tallinn, Estonia, yeah.
What was that?
It was in 2019, a few months before lockdown.
That's the first from ASEAN countries. You were the first to present that paper there. Can maybe talk a bit about that?
Southeast Asia is only one. Asia Pacific, 1 out of 5. One thing I want to always emphasize is whatever you see on newspaper or anywhere on social media is the work done by my team, not me alone. Okay, this is what I want to emphasize. So that was the work done by one of my PhD students. He always want to do digital health using AI. So because of collaboration with cardiology department or even heart center in Samarahan, we see a very big gap in research. And this research is looking at our heart movement. If you see a movement of a heart, how do you know this heart got problem, beating too much or too little, or the heart wall is too thick or too thin? Usually cardiologists or the specialists, they will have to inspect by eyes. They look at it and do tagging and so on. What if we can use AI to automatically tell the doctors whether this is a problematic heart muscles or not? The aim of doing this AI research is not to replace doctor, but is to help as many healthcare practitioners, especially the medical assistant. They are the only one in certain kampong, in rural area, and they are the only source the rural people can refer to. Right? If they have this AI in their computer or in their phone, right, AI actually empower them to provide better service to their village force. They see him as an expert, this app, heart got problem. Actually, the apps already done all the AI. So this is what we see AI really empowering a lot of people, not only public, novice people like us, but also medical assistants.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Patrick.
Thank you, Dr. Patrick. I think we've reached the end of our
Saya rasa
program.
kita sedang berada di penghujung perbincangan ya, Cik Freddy. Saya kira
Sangat
itu saja untuk perbincangan kita pada petang ini. Baiklah, saya Zaliza Awang.
Dan saya Freddy Bohari.
Sekali lagi jangan lupa untuk layari laman web kami www.tvstv.my untuk info-info menarik, hiburan dan variasi tanpa henti. Baik, itu saja daripada kami. Saya Malaysia, Into Malaysia, #Malaysia Decides.